we are going to be doing a little bit of an activity while we wait for our friends, if I'm right, Charity?
Absolutely.
We're going to start with this. So I don't know if any of you have ever played this game or participated in one of these little activities. It's called Words Within a Word. And how this works is that we give you a word and you get to come up with little words or other words that are hidden in that word or that you can make with the letters of that word, okay? So the first word I got up for you there is determination. So how many words can you find within this word? And as you can see, right under that in that little blue box on the last line, it gives you a little link to fill out a form. You can go ahead and just fill out your responses to what words you can come up with, and we will be able to see them and talk about what you guys have come up with in real time. Awesome. So if you would like to start out, see how many words you guys can come up with, see if you can find any good ones. I always like some creativity here. Get our minds kind of up and awake. Termination. Oh, that's a good one. Definitely termination. On. Yep, there's little words that you can put in there too. My mom always called those the 2-cent words. Because they were, she always akin them when we were little at the convenience store. They'd give you 2-cent candies. They were like the smaller version of the big fish or the big gummy worms. They're 2-cent words. I don't have pennies anymore. I don't think that term works anymore. Let's see what else we got. We got deter. We got meter. Yes. Deer. Is there a deer? Oh yeah, there definitely is a deer. There's abbreviations too. We got mini. All right, we got a lot of responses here. Are we ready to try another one, Charity?
Yeah, let's try one more. We've got a couple minutes yet before the top of the hours.
Let's try the next one. You guys ready? Here again. So go into the same link and you guys can put your response into this one. Here's another one. It's courageous. What mini words can you guys find in the word courageous? So again, if you're just joining us, what we're doing here is we're doing a little minds-on activity, and the goal of this is we have a big word, so our word is courageous. And what I want you guys to do is to come up and see what kind of little words or other words you can find within that word courageous. So you can rearrange the letters, or you could just look at the word and see if there's chopped up mini words in there. And let's see what you guys can find. So click on the cc.page/h2 link there, and just put that into your browser and join the forum and just put in your answers and your ideas. We got rage, yes. Us. Courage, yeah, definitely. Let's see. Coeur. Yeah, we're taking in some French there. Your heart. Cougar. Oh, wow. Hour, yeah. Beautiful. Car.
Awesome.
Awesome.
The top of the hour, Ruthie, what do you say we get started? We've got some awesome, fun poetry to do with all of our poets who are joining us today. Hi, everyone. And welcome to your hour with Ruthie and I. My name is Charity, and this is me. Virtual writing poetry is what you are in store for today. We're here with you because of Cobblestone Collective, a great team of educators here in Canada, and we're happy to be here because of them and Microsoft. I am Charity, and I'm coming to you guys from Alberta at a little hamlet in called Bragg Creek. We're just outside of Calgary if you want to try to figure out where I am on the map. And Ruthie is with us from Ontario. In relation to Toronto, Ruthie, where are you?
I'm just north of the airport. We got the nice wide open spaces and a bit of the city, mixture of both, which is kind of nice.
Awesome. So you guys have with you today a little bit of West, a little bit of East in Canada. And I just want to mention that it is very likely that you're participating and learning with us from or near territorial land of one of the many Indigenous groups across Canada. I would like to acknowledge that I'm presenting from the territory of the local Treaty 7 people, who include the Siksika, Blackfoot, Kainai, the Blood, Piikani, the Pagan, Stoney Nakoda, and Tsuut'ina, the Sarsi, whose beautiful land on which I am able to teach, learn, explore, and share my passion of technology with you today. So I just want to get started by saying that as we go, you have the beautiful ability to pause, replay. If you ever need to do that, you can do that. If you have the ability, if you're joining us remotely in the classroom, if your teacher's controlling that, they have the ability to do that. So please remember that. Pause, rewind, replay. Maybe we make a funny joke and you just want to hear it again. This is today's plan. We're going to get to know you. We're going to get inspired, and then we're going to get creating. And by the end of our hour, hopefully we've begun to really put together what we've written today, and you will continue that after, or maybe we'll have finished our final project, and then you can just make final tweaks after we're done our hour together. So we want to hear from you. You have this open already, the cc.page/h2. We're going to practice using this form. Keep this form open the entire time we are with you. So now, just let us know in that form what grade you're in. Are you joining us from a classroom or are you remotely learning? Pop that into the form and let us know. I see Isabella is in Kitchener with Miss O'Neill.
Oh, we got some Waterloo too, Empire Public School. Awesome.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing with us, you guys. We're excited to be here with you to learn how to write a little poem with us today. So I'm sure when you hear the word poetry, you might say, ugh, poetry. I know that when I taught grade 7 and 8, they were like, oh, our poetry unit, do we have to do it? You're probably feeling a little, no, I don't want to do poetry. I promise you, we're going to so easy for you today, and by the end you'll have something really cool to share. I want to show you a little two little videos, and I'm going to have to reduce my screen here in order to play these for you. This is one video. I don't know if you were born yet in 2010 when the Vancouver Olympics happened. This guy made his debut on the international scene with his poem. Listen to this. He was pretty awesome, and I love that poem because it's about Canadian identity. This guy, I'm only going to play a short bit, but it's another example of something pretty cool. Some of you might remember this guy. All right, so let's continue. I saw some of you letting us know in the chat or in the form what you thought of these videos. Some of you thought they were really cool, which is great because this is kind of where we're headed. We're not going to get to the actual spoken out loud part today, but the idea is we're going to produce something that maybe you can emulate Shane when it's all done. He is from Canada, and we've got so many people across Canada with us today. I saw lots of you asking for shout outs, and don't worry, we will get your name out there. If you have something to let us know, we'll give you shout outs. All right, so let's continue on. Go ahead and open up a blank Microsoft Word document. We're gonna start brainstorming. Open up that blank Microsoft Word document. So I'm going to go into Word. And I'm going to choose a new blank document. So what we're going to do today is we're going to allow you lots of time for creation. There are going to be times where I'll give you an instruction, and then Ruthie and I are going to go what we call radio silent. We're gonna try to be as quiet as we can be so that you can create and you can work. And you'll see on the screen that I'm actually doing the same thing I ask you to do. So I'll be working, you'll be working. It's going to be beautiful. All right, so in your blank Microsoft Word document, this is what I would like for you to do first. Take a few minutes to list as many words and phrases as you can that would be used to describe you, that would be used to describe your life, and that also describe maybe how you view life. So you're talking about yourself, describe you, describe your life, and describe how you view life. Now remember, when we're talking description, we're mostly talking about using adjectives to describe nouns and adverbs to describe verbs, which are actions. So take a moment in your Microsoft Word document, describe you, describe your life, and describe how you view life. List as many as you can. I'm going to be quiet here for a couple minutes and I'm going to do the same. All right. How are we doing with those words, everyone? Getting your list done? If you have just like 3 or 5, that's okay. If you have more than that, if you have more than me, that is awesome. But if you have just a couple, you're doing just fine as well. Don't even worry about it. Okay, the next part of our task is take a look at your list, and I want you to use the highlight tool in your Microsoft Word toolbar to select 5 words and phrases. And if you just have 3, then select them all. If you just have 5, select them all. But select 5 words and phrases that you absolutely love and you think those are the ones that nailed it. They describe me and who I am and my identity to a T. Select 5. I'm going to go back and do that in mine. All about you. And I know I do glitch every once in a while. I have an internet called Starlink, and I read that they are having a few issues today, but if I leave, I come back in seconds, so I'm not gone for very long. All right, so we have those 5. Let's move on to the next part of our task. In the form, now you don't have to add your name if you don't want to, but I want you to tell us what is one word that you chose to highlight. Let us know through the form. You don't have to put your name this time. Just put one word that you chose to highlight about yourself. This form is getting long, Ruthie. You have to scroll down to the multiple hundreds here.
And just to point out that everybody is working on this and we're all learning and we're all trying, okay? So there's no right answer at this point. The only wrong answer is not trying, right? So
right.
If you guys are like struggling with this, just know that that's part of the learning and that means that you're doing the right thing. Struggle is always what I consider to be like the evidence that you're trying something new and that you're stretching muscles, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? You can't go wrong. This is about yourself, right? We're talking about ourselves. And I know sometimes it can be really hard to talk about ourselves, but you got this. All right. Kobe says he's short. That's great. You know what? My husband was very short all through school. He had a big growth spurt after he left high school. So short is good. Creative is Mia. Fantastic. Tyson says he's hardworking. That is a great trait to have, Tyson. I love it.
Missing hugs. Oh my goodness. Kelly, you're making my heart cry. I know what that's like completely. I think a lot of us are all missing hugs.
Yes, I agree. Oh my goodness. So awesome. Thanks for sharing your words, you guys. Cadence is obedient. That is fantastic. Your teacher would love that. Mr. Bailey is curious, as a teacher should be, Mr. Bailey. All right, let's move on to the next part of our task. So you're going to stay in that Microsoft Word doc. You're going to continue underneath. And I want you now to type words that you feel express what you enjoy doing, what you like to do, what you can do, what you would like to do. So maybe, you have this potential or this possibility or an opportunity to do something. And what would you absolutely love to be able to do? Let us know on your Microsoft Word doc right now. Type that list. I'll be quiet for maybe 2.
A minute or 2. We'll be quiet for like a couple minutes. That was the infamous lag. While we're being quiet, one thing there is a request for this, and I'm just going to do this once and only once, but a shout out apparently to Ma'am Michelle in 5C. Your students have sent multiple requests for this, so there must be something special happening today. So I hope that Madame Michelle appreciates her student love right now.
I bet she does. All right, make your list of what you love to do, what you would like to do.
We got group activities. We've got, I think, talented singer. What they like to do, I guess that's singing. Listen to rap. Risk taker. Ooh, that's a good one.
Jackson's hilarious.
Thank you, Jackson, for that. You're making me smile. Good at gaming. Lincoln.
Fantastic. So now we've got all these words that describe us, kind of like Shane had all those wonderful words that he put together to describe Canada. So where are we going to go with this? Well, with the words that you just put down, I want you to think about what are the
Oh, we got another lag for a sec. Let's see what you got. You want us to think about what, Charity?
Yeah, I know I can.
One more time.
We're going to bold and we're going to change the color of some words and phrases that absolutely describe.
Absolutely describe. Oh, we lost her again.
I'm here.
Hi, we got that absolutely describe. Is this the one?
So what are those words that you listed that are the best ones? Kind of like what we did with the first list. Now with this list, what are those awesome ones? Bold and change the color.
Yes, they stand out so you can see them. They're like your top 5.
Absolutely.
My
I know you guys have been sharing through the forum too, all of these things that describe you and what you love to do. So if you have any questions about the tool you're using, just ask your teacher. Today I'm using a Microsoft Word doc to do all of my work. And we're going to jump over to another Microsoft tool here shortly. Let's continue on here.
Charity, there's been a request to make the font a bit bigger on your thing. For your, I think some people are having some hard time reading your Word document. Not that one, the one I think you were typing on.
Oh, the one I was working on. Oh, they want to seal. Right, okay.
There's no, Charity, they want you to be vulnerable. They want to see what you got.
How's that? Is that better? You guys?
I think so. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so you guys make your list and you put in the bold ones there, right? And you change the color. Oh, to see my friends without a mask. Well, Ben, I totally agree with you on that one.
Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. Underneath what you've written, I'm going to put a slide or sorry. Using those prompts, you're going to choose 10 to create 10 lines of poetry. So you're going to use that line prompt and your words that you've already selected on your Word doc to make statements about yourself. Remember to be descriptive and colorful in your word choice. I'm sure your teachers have said, show me, don't tell me. And there's probably words like good, bad, stuff, things that you probably want to avoid. Those aren't really great words. You can also let us know in the form, and as you go, we'll let you know these words that might be a little too simple to put in. We want really good vocabulary choice. So here are your prompts. You're going to choose 10 and write 10 lines of poetry. Now we're going to be really quiet for a little bit so that you can write your poetry. So out of those 20, choose 10 and join them with the list that you just made to write 10 really great lines about yourself.
Ooh.
Okay, we're going to go silent for, let's say, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. This is going to be meaty and juicy. Let's see what you guys got, your best stuff. This is really exciting. Someone asked, does it have to rhyme? And I'm going to tell you guys that not all poetry is about rhyming. So no, it does not have to rhyme. It can just be a description. Sometimes descriptive poetry is poetry itself too. There's different types of poetry that you have out there. This one, I believe Charity did not make an instruction that we had to have it rhyme. But I'm reading some of the ones in the comments here, and they're having a hard time not having tears come down my face, because a lot of them are about wanting to see their friends again and wanting to kind of get back to a life that doesn't involve the last year, which has been hard on a lot of us. And the beautiful thing about poetry and about our writing is that when we write the power of our words down and we let others see them, they have the ability to have an emotional response by audiences, and that's what you guys are doing in this form here, and it's beautiful. So keep it up. I love the words that I'm seeing in here.
Yeah, there's no rules to this poetry today, you guys. It's just making statements about yourself. That's all we're doing.
Romita, you've got a bunch of really beautiful ones in here. I want to travel to a lot of countries. That's awesome. You know, our words hold power, even the ones we put in chats and forums. And I think that that's the beauty of poetry, is that we have the ability to create and to kind of make emotions happen in a way that's can affect the people around us, right? It's sometimes it's easy, especially when you're learning remotely, to feel insignificant and to feel isolated and disconnected. But through what you guys write and what you guys, how you use these words, really shouts out power to the people and the ability to connect your classes, your classmates, your teachers, and everyone around you. Right now, words are one of the most powerful things we've got. Thank you to all those that are putting in here your ideas and sharing and being vulnerable. It's lovely.
Absolutely. I'm going to make this nice and big for everyone because I'm done writing my lines, and I'm going to give you 5 more minutes.
Yes, Levi, you choose 10. So using the prompts on this slide, you're going to choose 10 to create lines of poetry, okay? So 10.
It's taking a minute to load here.
That's okay. I think, Charity, we're getting used to lag time with internet, especially teaching and learning remotely. It's not just a today thing or a right now thing. It's become part of our living, our norm. Oh, Connor, I see some beautiful words by you. I know there's a lot of people in the chat right now that are wanting shout outs, and we see that. We see all your requests for shout outs, but right now we're trying to focus and make space and leave space for just some people that want to share their thinking and have a voice. In this big group, we have 119, 120 people here today. So in the chat, I know that, or in the response form, I know a lot of you guys are asking for more shout outs. We see all of your shout outs there. And if we have time at the end, we can talk a bit about that. But right now, we just kind of want to make space for the people that are trying to put down their thoughts and be brave and vulnerable with us and share them. Okay. So thank you to all of you who are putting them down, who are committing, and who are just giving a piece of yourself to this session today. It's really powerful and amazing. Oh, Corbin, you got some beautiful lines in here. Says, I never get to see my friends without a mask. I want you to see me as a tall kid, and I plan to have a big growth spurt in high school. I wish I never have to wear. I wish I never had to have worn a mask, and I love that we get to be in school. I'm not afraid of COVID. Wow, what a powerful statement, Corbin. I don't know how old you are, but just to hear that from a student is powerful, because I think that COVID has made a lot of us live in fear and has put a lot of negative emotions behind things. But to say that you're not afraid, that's huge. Thank you, Corbin, for sharing with us.
All right. Well, Shervin and Hamad, are you guys ready to move on? I sure hope so. Teachers, if your students are still like really in the mix of writing, feel free to pause us and start us up again when you feel it's good for them to move on. But we're going to get into the actual creation of a really special project with these beautiful lines that everyone has written. Before we do, though, I just want you to take one last look at what you've written, and I want you to think about leveling up that language. If you've learned about alliteration, similes, metaphors, maybe some onomatopoeia, repetition, maybe a little rhyme, then go ahead and add some of that, change up your lines. Even when we start putting it into our next phase of our project, think about the order and arrangement of your lines. You can play with that as well. So the next thing we're going to do is get more creative. So I would love for you to now open up Microsoft Sway in a new tab. It's sway.office.com. I'm going to go there myself. Sway.office.com. And this is what Sway looks like once you are in here. All right, I'm actually going to just grab a big cursor here because I'm realizing my cursor is quite small. And this is better. Okay, so in Sway, you are going to create new. We're going to keep it really simple. There are so many levels you can go to in your design with Sway, and maybe you'll want to come back to it after we're done today's lesson and really enhance it and really make it epic. But right now, we're going to keep it really simple. I'm going to show you some simple things just to get you going. And we'll get you on that path, and you can always come back into Sway and work on it. So we're going to say create new. But before we do that, I just want you to watch your screen for a second. So I've created just a really simple one already to show you kind of where we're headed, and then we're going to get there. So this is where we're headed. This is a sway that I created with a poem that I wrote while I was creating this project. And this is what it looks like in the editor view. So I have my title, I added a background detail, and we're gonna do all this. And then you can add these little, they're called text cards. You can add images. I've got, this is called a group stack, and I'm gonna show you how this all looks. So I just took my lines and I broke them into, maybe it's by twos, maybe it's threes, maybe it's a single line by a single line. And I put my poem into a sway. So let me play this for you so you see what the end result can be. And then let's get creating. So I'm gonna hit play. This is me. I am a learner, educator, mother, and friend. I believe that my compassion and ability to love make me who I am. I always try to be kind and show kindness. I share this with my daughters almost daily. I celebrate my family and those I love. It's in me to celebrate myself more. You may not understand that I am not always good at this. I plan to keep learning and working on myself. I will continue to be patient when the situation calls for it. It's in me to be the best I can be. I am a mother, a wife, a friend, and someone who is amazing. So this is kind of where we're headed. I'm going to now go back to my edit mode, and I'm going to go back to my Sway homepage and show you how you can get started. And then we're really going to be quiet for a good chunk of time so you can create. So we say create new, and you give your sway a title. So what's the title of your poem? Maybe it's all about me. And notice you've got emphasize up top, so you can you can add accents and emphasize things like italicize and bold. Maybe if I want to bold that, I can do that. And I can add that nice little background image here. So you'll get some suggested ones here. If you have any images on your device, maybe of you that you want to add, you can do that. So you can choose an image, and then I just come back to here to start adding my poem. I hit this plus sign, and I've got some options. I can do a heading, a text box. I can add an image before I even start my poem. Remember that neat little thing where I had one line and I clicked, and it was one line like cards going off? That's a stack. So you can do that too. I'm just going to go with a text box, and I can add my first line of poetry. I am amazing, I think was my first line from my Word doc today. And I can choose however many lines I want to put in there. When I want another text box for maybe a couple other lines, I just click that plus sign again. Or maybe I want to do a stack this time. So now I can start adding lines to my stack. I celebrate my two daughters. I have a grade 5 and a grade 9 daughter, and I love them both so much. I do celebrate them, and I can create my stack. So now I'm going to be quiet. I've showed you the basics of how to add here. I'm going to go radio silent. Ruthie and I are going to sit here and let you work for about 10 minutes. That'll take us to 4 minutes left in our workshop. We'll come back and wrap it all up. You go ahead and create your beautiful sway. If you have questions as you go about sway, drop them in the chat and we'll try to help you out.
Someone asked a really good question. Does it have to be inspirational? Your words are your truth. And it's not about being inspirational as much as it's about just sharing your truths, okay? So whatever your truths are, they're yours, okay? And we would love it if you could put it in the form and be brave and courageous and vulnerable. But we also identify the fact that, maybe your truths are just something you're still working on as a work in progress. And I always say it's the pencil and paper version, the version I'm not ready yet to hit submit on, which is fine. Wherever you are, just take some time. We want to honor the fact and this time and space and give you this time and space to kind of get those juices flowing, to get you kind of used to this, and to try it out. Okay, everybody's coming at a different stage, and everybody's truths will be different because we all have different realities right now, right? So whatever your truths are, they're yours. That's all that matters right now.
All right. Well, can I just say, you guys are beautiful poets. Wow. Some of the things you guys are submitting through the form are really special. And I want to say thank you, Ruth, you mentioned before, for being vulnerable and sharing with us. So I was working while you were working, and if you're not done, that's okay. You can probably finish this at another time, but I'm going to share with you. You can see that I was inserting images, and I insert stack, and I changed, so I enhanced some words, and I played with my lines. You know, poetry, writing in general, is this never-ending kind of process. Well, at some point, I guess there is an ending where you decide, this is what I want to share. But you can always come back into this a little bit, more authentic or true to yourself if you feel that you need a little bit of tweaking here and there. This can be changed. When you do finish, you'll notice there is a share button up in the top right corner. So when you click on that button, you've got a few options in order to share. So I'm not sure how your teacher is going to want this submitted. You guys can discuss that together. What I want to do now is just share with you, oops, let's pull this up here, that I want you to keep designing and creating until you are happy with your product. Whether that be because your teacher gives you more time or you do it on your own. Just keep tweaking and working on that. You guys are amazing poets. And you just wrote a poem. Yay! You know, wasn't that hard? Wasn't that scary? Was it? Great job in this hour, you guys. You are fantastic. I appreciate you sharing through the form and working hard to get creative and to think about yourselves. It's really important for us to really think about who we are in this world and to stay true to that. And I love all the words coming in. Like Julia, she's smart, intelligent, and creative. Oh, Daya, I hope that's how you say it. Rushing is never passion. Roaring and raging is not either, for they are as hard as tar. Those are great lines, really great lines. So keep at it, you guys. Keep designing and creating. I do know that I will be sharing, or the Cobblestone Collective will be sharing with your teacher some other options. So maybe they'll take on those options. Maybe you'll be able to finish this. I'm not sure where your teacher is going to go, but you are going to check with your teacher for the next steps. I hope you had fun today. Let me know in the chat if Sway is new to you, and if you've
never used Sway before, let us know, because it's a powerful tool to use both for distance learning and for you that are in a classroom as well, and have access to technology. So yes, let us know in the chat if you're new to our Sway tool. I think that's what Charity was talking on in the leg.
That's why you always want a good partner in things that you do, because Ruthie's got my back when
we get this lag. This is the first time Charity and I have had battles with our internet, and it's a privilege to work with Charity and just watch her work with you guys. It's been awesome to see all your poems. I was messaging the group and was saying that a lot of the words that you guys have been writing in this chat and in this forum, it's hard to believe that you guys are students. Like, it's very hard to read them and think that this is like what you guys are capable in grade 5, 6, and 7. I can't imagine. And I look forward to a world that has people like you in it in like 10 years from now. So Absolutely. Thank you guys for sharing all that.
And I think you guys can now add insightful and poetic to your lists. And with that being said, I want to thank your teachers so much for having us in today, and wish you guys all the best with the creation of your poetic sways. Ruthie, thank you. Bye, everyone.
See you guys. Thank